NTERVIEWS.
From what he has said so far, what can you say about Nigeria economy in 2017?
Well, despite the environmental, what cut it first. I need to get my acts together. Okay. Are you ready? This thing is gentlemen. Despite the environmental dynamics of the economy, which honestly from his speech is very, very difficult here is what he's talking about. But despite that, we are hearing that there's still some respite. You can shift from one sector to another. But Nigerian, the economic situation, honestly to me, is very challenging even to an intelligent person.
Is there any hope? Because this mark has said the economy will grow by around 1% at the end of this year.
Yeah.
So do you think this is sort of hope for Nigeria?
Well, the indices, we haven't actually gotten it right, but let's hope because we have the IT sector and the agri sector that the CBN guy has told us that they have done so much.
So what do you think government can do at this point in time to ensure that this growth
Well,
will achieve?
if the policies are consistent and the monetary policies are also in line, then maybe with the price increase in the price of oil, I think things should go a little bit better about the third or fourth quarter, but not within the next 5 months.
So government, what should they do this time to get it right?
Well, there's so many things they put in place to get it right, but we just feel that they should walk the talk.
Thank you. All right, let's meet your name and your position.
My name is Zila Karewe. I run Graham Black Advisory.
Okay, when we are taking a look at the economy in 2017, from your own view, how do you think the economy will fare in 2017?
Well, I don't think, based on the plans and the policies in place, I'm not expecting any deviation from what we saw in 2016. And 2016 was not a good year. That's based on the plans. But that being said, as if the government can come up towards the end of the first quarter or early in the second quarter with a marked deviation from the mistakes made in 2016, then we can start talking of recovery. Our foreign exchange policy has not worked to the extent that it's supposed to work. Our interest rate policy regarding government borrowing has crowded out the private sector, and without the ability to borrow, the private sector cannot grow. If the private sector does not grow, they cannot produce. And so based on all those things, unemployment rates will keep increasing, GDP will keep dropping, and will go further into a recession. So our foreign exchange policy and the government's borrowing policy will need to change drastically for us to see progress in 2017.
So are we expecting to come out of this recession in this in terms of Bismarck said we should expect a 1% growth. And
I,
from your own view, do you think we should expect any growth?
I don't think we should focus on coming out of the recession because the recession is a statistical measure. The real measure of the recession, the statistical measure of the recession, we may overcome that by some metrics like oil prices going up and all of that. But the real impact regarding job losses, I think we should be measuring how much jobs have been created or how much jobs we plan to create as opposed to having a 1% growth. A 1% growth does not really mean much. If oil prices go up, oil production goes up, oil companies start to produce more, we may have some marked GDP increase that would spread. But if we do not solve the production, the actual real sector production regarding availability of foreign exchange and not just reducing job losses, creating jobs. So those are the metrics I would prefer to focus on as opposed to the statistical measure of a GDP growth. Yes.
Are you okay?
evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Your name?
My name is Enestebi. I'm the chairman of Network Business Group. Yes.
All right, tell us more about this 2017 economic this year. Why you organize this forum?
Well, usually the main objective of this forum is to give our members a heads up on what to expect in the economy in every particular year. And that is why usually it's scheduled in January. About the same time the World Economic Forum is taking place in Davos, to also rub minds here on where we expect the economy to be in a particular year. So, and that's exactly what we're doing, to prepare our members adequately to take to take advantage of emerging opportunities as they arise.
So from your own view, where do you think the nation's economy will be in 2017?
Well, from the indicators that we looked at, you see, we expect some recovery in 2017. We are projecting, the experts are projecting a 1% growth, which means we are coming out of the recession. But not just coming out, how do we avoid a relapse? That's the big question. So from all indicators, oil price is firming up. It's currently at 55. Production is likely to go up because we are now gradually trying to resolve the Niger Delta issue, so to stabilize or to ramp up our production. So if that happens, we get a 2.2 million barrel per day, and oil price stays at between $55–60 in 2017. That will lead to massive accretion of reserve. Well, I don't want to use the word but accretion of reserve. So the reserve projection is about 30 billion in 2017. So these indicators give some comfort that this year might be. But we must do the right things. We must make the right policy choices to achieve this outcome.
So what are the right things, other things that we need to do at this time?
Well, Bismarck made that point about the exchange rate that is dysfunctional and deficient. So something has to be done about the exchange rate. Okay, and also there has to be a proper coordination between monetary and fiscal policy. Proper coordination.